Roll call, please.
Poland. Here. Hofstadter.
Here.
Shoemaker.
Here.
Kahn.
Here.
Coffee.
Here.
And Vaughn.
Here. Thank you. May we have a motion to excuse Chief Sheehan from tonight's meeting?
So moved. I'll second that.
Poland.
Aye.
Coffee.
Aye.
Hofstadter.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Kahn.
Aye.
And Vaughn.
Thank you. Good evening. I believe we have some visitors who wish to address council this evening. If you would step up to the microphone. Appreciate it.
As you guys know, we put in the disc golf course several years ago, and we just wanted to thank you guys for allowing us to use that space down there. It's a beautiful valley. We've really enjoyed putting it in and all that. And you guys are doing a great time with mowing. It's already mowed this year. Really appreciate that. But we were on the internet, I was on the internet a while ago and came across a map of Ohio that has the top 50 disc golf courses in Ohio. And I'm like, oh, let's see if we're on there. And we are. We're at number 20 out of the top 50. And there's what? 350. At least 350 plus courses in Ohio. And out of the 50, we're the only 9-hole course. Most of them are huge 18-hole courses. So we wanted to just thank you and let you know that Millersburg is on the map. And so we wanted to pass that along to Mr. Huber or however you guys want to do that. So,
Well, thank you very much.
a big thank you.
It does look nice. You guys do a great job. We
Yeah.
appreciate you bringing that to us.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Pardon?
Can we get a picture with someone?
If you like.
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah,
so.
definitely.
Who determines the top 50?
That's UDisc, an app, so you play the courses, you rate them that you played.
Yeah.
So we're 4.4 out of 5.
Oh, really?
We keep getting 5-star reviews. Like,
We're actually,
it won't be long until
we're actually 19 now. I looked yesterday.
Oh, really?
We're up to 19.
Oh, wow. That's
You guys.
awesome.
Yeah, go ahead.
Get in there, Bobby.
Am I glaring?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Any other visitors?
That's awesome.
Okay, may we have a motion to suspend the reading of the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Poland. Hofstadter.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Kahn.
Aye.
Coffee.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Any additions or corrections? May I have a motion to pass?
Shoemaker, I so move.
Second.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Poland. Hofstadter.
Aye.
Kahn.
Aye.
Coffee.
Aye.
Thank you. Bill Resolution 2023-15. Are there any questions on the bills this evening?
It's nice to see the plow on there finally.
The truck?
The truck, yes.
Yeah, we're going to get that Wednesday.
That's nice to see
Excited to
finally.
get that in.
Yes.
It's a little over a year.
If there's no further questions, may we have a motion to pay the bills?
I so move.
Second, Con.
Coffee.
Aye.
Kahn.
Aye.
Poland. Hofstadter.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Thank you, Captain Lay.
No report for today.
Thank you. Nate?
All right, first thing we have is the Planning and Zoning Commission approved the change of use for Sparhard Martial Arts and the Health Nutrition Center up there at the former Northside Baptist Christ Walk Church location. The design review ordinance, Bob and I have been talking about some options. We're going to be putting together a meeting with the committee in the next week or so, hopefully, to look at some potential revisions to how we go about that, to clarify some things. Bob had some good, it's always good to get another set of eyes on things. When you get focused on something, you get tunnel vision, and he has some good ideas on how to clarify it and make it easier, more user-friendly and make more sense, so I think that's good. Nothing on the ODOT sidewalk project. Should be ramping up here soon. They're, you know, at the pre-construction meeting a couple weeks ago, they were projecting 3 weeks from start, so we're getting there. Our storm sewer project, we are waiting on signatures from the county. Since there's CDBG money involved, the commissioners, the auditor, I think that's it, have to sign off on the project. Bob has reviewed our legal review is done. He's provided me the signature on that. Once we get all that back, we can execute the contract with the contractor and get the pre-construction meeting set up. And in talking to him, they're ready to get material ordered and get started at a good time. So we hit them in a good place. There were 2 bids received on the demolition projects on 241, the 2 houses we own. They're the Ohio Regional Development is administering that grant for the county. They were going through the bids, just making sure all the I's were dotted and T's were crossed, and then once they identify the low bidder, set up a pre-construction meeting with them. They hoped that would be either this coming week or the following, and then they'd get those started. We had a meeting with the steering committee of the Appalachian Community Grant this afternoon. We have 2 project managers we've brought on board. They're getting paid through the technical assistance portion of the grant. It's Michelle Wood, who is the former Soil and Water Director, and then Holly Johnson, who's with the Home Center for the Arts, both very experienced and good with state and federal grant projects. They've both been very successful. Obviously have great connections throughout Holmes County, so they'll be able to bridge between the consultant and all of us entities that are throwing all these projects at them, put them all together in a cohesive unit, hopefully. So that's exciting. We got them signed on. They're getting started. As I said before, we were picking up our dump truck Wednesday. It's finally in a little over a year since we ordered it, but that was to be expected. So, and I wanted to let you know we've been having, as long as I've been here, 20 years, I believe, 21 years now, something like that. I know there's been issues in the past, and they've started resurfacing. There's a storm sewer that, from what everybody is telling us, the village put in back when, like, the Lakeview addition was put in. I can't ever find any easement or any right-of-way for that. It runs north of the houses on Northern Drive, so it's between them and the corporation limits. It's like in their backyards. So we got Baker Surveying in. They surveyed an easement across those properties. All the property owners that I've talked to are willing to sign off. They want us to be able to come in and maintain it. This will allow us legal access, clean it up for the future as well, so we can go in. There's sections of it that'll need replaced. There's sections I think we can repair in-house. So.
Is it all the property owners on Northern Drive?
No, it's only 4 or 5 of them. It starts up Karen's brother's place, kind of at the north end there, or east end, I'm sorry, at the east
Oh, the
end.
east, okay.
And then if you know where Doc Moore
Yeah.
lived, comes back out to the street there. So
Oh.
it's only not even halfway down the length of the street. Obviously, if you look at the terrain, there's hill.
Yeah.
That's the natural place for the water to run. And a lot of their, over the years as they built, they put their downspouts and things into it, which is fine. But it just needs to be cleaned up and done right. So this will allow us to do that. Do have a couple other things. HDM has requested, they have Vintage in the Village coming up Saturday. So they've requested permission to close South Monroe Street from Jackson to Adams, as well as Court Street on Saturday.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second. Hofstadter?
Aye.
Poland? Aye. Shoemaker?
Aye.
Khan?
Aye.
Hoffy?
Aye.
And Vaughn?
And the last thing I have, if you remember last meeting, we talked about the Kimball contract is expiring June of this year. We talked with them. Previously, we thought they could continue offering one-year extensions. You talked with their attorneys, if you want to jump in.
Yeah, the extensions have run out, so we've got to either bid it out or find another contract. There's an exemption to, well, it's not an exemption, it's really part of the competitive bidding law that says that if Millersburg, and this is what we did before, if Millersburg can find another contract that has been bid out competitively, that we can more or less piggyback on that. And we did it before with Sugar Creek. And so if we want to keep Kimball, which they seem to be low, now Sugar Creek they have another contract that we may be able to piggyback on. So if that's what you want to do, and they gave us some prices that Nate can talk about, but legally it looks like we can do another piggyback on Sugar Creek's contract if you want to go with the prices that they've told Nate.
Is it a new contract Sugar Creek has?
Yeah,
So it's a 5-year?
it's 5 years with 5 one-year extensions.
Okay, okay.
So it's virtually identical to what we're currently operating under. I think the only thing that changed is the original was 3 years with 5. The one we have now was 3-year contract with 5 1-year.
I've got it here,
I
I can
believe
look at it.
that-
Yeah.
But I think just the term changed. The bulk item pickup is still in there. Weekly trash pickup, every other week recycling pickup. The backdoor service that's offered for impairment, elderly. The bag service is still in there for those that choose that route. Like I said, pretty much everything there. I didn't see anything or hear anything that was different from what we're doing now, other than the price, obviously. So what the current, or what the price, their contract price for 2024 is $14.99 per month. And then the billing, this is where it's different. So Sugar Creek does their own billing. Kimball does the billing now for us. We don't do any of the billing. They would charge $3.49 per account per month for the billing portion.
Not by quarter?
Well, I mean, yeah, but they bill quarterly, but it's a monthly charge. So from our current contract, and this doesn't include like fuel surcharges, so this may be a little different than what you're thinking, that you've seen on your bill, but our current, without any surcharges, would be $16.76 per month, or $50.28 per quarter. With the 2024 rate under the new contract would be $18.48 a month, or $55.44 a quarter. The reason our current billing, I think, was $279, I believe is what our current contract billing amount is. They increased that a little bit, and that's due to the fact that we're physically further from Sugar Creek for Kimball, so they have a lot more time, obviously, in that. We have a lot more municipal services that they provide, so like all the dumpsters we get for events, trash boxes, the downtown cans that they service, our own facilities, they provide trash service. Cleanup day is a big one. We have double the mini packer routes, so we have routes that they have to use a mini packer on. They can't bring the full-size trucks on because of the size of the streets. And then it does obviously include they have cost in doing the billing. So that's where that difference comes from. I'll throw this out. I personally, I don't have a vote in this, obviously, but I will say that I live outside of town, and my bill, we just got one at home today, just trash service, no recycling, was $84. So it's a substantial difference if you look at 55 versus 84. So, my recommendation would be to piggyback off of the Sugar Creek contract. That would get us potentially 10 years down the road. We did try to bid this out several years back, and the prices were higher than what they're proposing now. So,
Do you think they would tell us if there is a cheaper contract than Sugar Creek out there to piggyback on?
there probably is, and I think they would tell us that, but it's not beneficial for them. You know, they're running a business too, so they're not gonna operate at a loss to service us.
Bob, Worcester's with Kimball. Yep.
Mhm.
What are you paying up there?
Oh, jeez. I couldn't tell you, Bob, because it's all lumped into one. It's,
That's part of your sewer.
yeah,
water
it's
sewer
part of the
bill.
water sewer bill.
Mm.
I don't even know if our bill breaks that out.
I just want people to see other rates out there. I'm happy with Kimball, I'll tell you that. But I'd had feedback before about, you know, Kimball. What are other people, or what are the other companies offering? So. That's
I mean,
where
I
I'm
could
at.
try to find out from Worcester. I'm pretty sure our bill does not break that out. I could, you know, talk to the law director and the powers that be up there. to see.
What is our time frame? That's what I'm concerned
Yeah.
about.
End of June, I think.
End of June, we'd be out of
We'd
contract.
be out of contract.
And you're right, it was a 3-year contract before,
Yeah,
5 1-year extensions.
If we go to bid, does this scrap this proposal from Kimball?
I don't know.
Can't we just check with some areas to see if they bid their contracts? I mean, Johnstown just did something with Kimball, and, I mean, there's,
I personally, I know, you know, Worcester obviously, and where my daughter lives in Avon Lake, they also have Kimball. I could check with those two. I'm sure there's a lot more than that.
you know, Johnstown now has Kimball.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's just not any other trash haulers around to really service this area either.
Isn't there somebody out of Perrysville yet? Used to be Brown once upon a
Brown's
time.
used to be, that was like
They've been absorbed
about
by-
15 or 20 years ago, we had
Public?
Brown. for-
Cardinal, isn't it?
Cardinal.
Cardinal?
Yeah.
Cardinal, yeah. Waste Management used to be Worcester's for years and years, and then they switched to Kimball.
I still see Republic coming through town, so people must, businesses,
Commercial.
yeah, commercial.
Mhm.
And if we fall out of contract,
We'd have to bid.
Either rebid it or everybody would be on their own to get service.
but I'm assuming we don't have enough time to bid this by the end of June.
Or we have 2 council meetings and we'll be out of contract.
It'd be really tight.
Because we have to write specs.
Oh, it took, to get the specs
advertise it.
together and everything, it was a lot of work the last time we did this.
Well, I think the level of service we're at is where we wanna stay, I'm assuming. I think people are generally happy with that, so we'd have that information. It's just a matter of what bidders we'd get, I think. And I don't know that we'd get anyone other than Kimball like last time. They were the only bidder.
Right.
Well, and I think that there were some that didn't do recycling,
Right. Yeah.
and then some that charged exorbitant amounts for recycling.
I
I
know,
remember.
I don't know exact amounts. I know Fredericksburg and Killbuck are higher than what's proposed. They're both with Kimball as well. Smaller communities, so there's not the volume there, but. I think it's a pretty competitive rate.
Yeah, that's not much more than I thought it, or it's not as much as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I thought it would go up a lot more considering
Yeah.
the cost of everything else. But especially compared to your bill, makes me
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
Who's your hauls the trash there?
Kimball.
Kimball?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's
So if we
quarterly,
went on
right?
our own, that's what we would
That's
have,
quarterly.
$84.
Yep. That's the power of aggregation.
Mhm.
So we've got one meeting next month, correct? That's when we start open, so we're gonna have to make a decision either today or by the next meeting.
Well, you'll never be able to go to bid if you wait till next meeting.
Mm.
I think
No, I
it's pushing it
understand.
now.
Yeah, we're 0 hour, I feel, you know.
I make a motion that we go with Sugar Creek's bid so that we don't have to bid it.
Good. Vaughn,
Aye.
Poland. Hofstadter,
Aye.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
Khan,
Aye.
and Hoffy.
Aye.
Thank you. That it?
I believe so. Yep.
Bobby?
Nate, can I interject here? I don't know if this is under, business that you're presenting now or, old business, but, could you give us an update on Round 29 grant? Maybe,
Oh, yeah,
Or
yeah.
where we're at on that, this is for the
So-
airport park.
Yeah, so I've got a request into the engineers to give us an estimate on the work we wanted to do down there with the walking path and the access point off of the trail into the park. So we'll get that together. I provided Brad with a sample letter of support for anyone that wants to submit one that would go into the application as well. Once we get those in and the estimate, we'd be ready to complete the application and get it submitted by the June 1?
June 1.
Okay.
And were you gonna submit those forms to other
Yes.
places of business
Yes.
as well?
Yeah, so what I did years prior on NatureWorks projects, the surrounding neighborhood, I'd kind of solicit letters of support from those residents or businesses, whatever the case may be, and then also the users, the end users. So in this case, I would ask like the West Homes Youth Baseball and Softball, the Park District, like Millersburg Electric, east of Chicago, H&R Block, all that stretch of businesses to submit, if they desire, a letter of support, and any community members, if you want to, more than welcome. Probably ask the pickleball crowd, they were pretty vocal part of that being done, so I'd ask them to participate as well.
You mentioned pickleball, and I gotta tell you, I can't tell you the number of people that come up to me and say, we need more pickleball courts.
Yeah.
I mean, I wash my truck down there, I look across the road and I see people playing. It warms my heart to see that. It's used a lot.
Well, and I think that this ties right into the disc golf presentation. Outdoor recreation is so big anymore. Probably the best thing to come of COVID is people looked around their neighborhood and said, what can we do here?
Yeah.
And baseball, I know just from personal experience with my kids, baseball and softball are in dire need of more fields. We had youth night at the baseball game at the high school on Friday night, and I'm guessing there was 150, 200 kids out on the field.
Wow.
And that's from T-ball up to hot stove. And I know there was multiple teams that weren't even there. So I've heard there's 100 some kids in softball, girls, this year, which is phenomenal. I mean, those numbers are huge. There's nowhere to play. We need more fields. We need more pickleball. We could double the disc golf if we had the property, I'm sure, and it would be fine. It's a good problem, but definitely something we're up against right now.
Do we
Where
see-
all Vasco's coming in?
I've not heard a schedule on that, no. Gave them the go-ahead to do the fence, and we're gonna do the lighting for the court.
We just need an inside pickleball court for the winter months.
Yeah,
Loudonville has one,
do they?
yeah.
Is it,
Because
Right.
some of the people we have breakfast with on Thursday play in that league.
okay.
Where is it?
I forget. I'll get to let you know the next time. I honestly forget. They said it's like the old Millersburg High School gymnasium you're bouncing the ball and going down the floor, and not once you're gonna hit a dead spot and go thump. That's what they said it's like for pickleball.
Anything else, Nate?
Nate, going back to the trash contract, the extensions that we are currently under, it probably has a formula that goes up X percentage.
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
something. Are those new contract extensions identical percentage
Yes.
going up? Okay.
It's the same, it's based on the greater of the consumer price index or 3%
Okay.
every year. And that's what our current
Okay.
is as well.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Bobby?
My only thing was that I sent out the April financials. I think everybody got those and acknowledged. That's it.
Thank you, Bob.
I don't have anything.
Okay. Well, second reading of resolution 2023-14 by title only. A resolution determining proceed with a submission to the electors of the question of leveling a tax in excess of 10 mil limitation. I would like to point out, this is a renewal levy. There's no increase in taxes. The millage is still based on when this levy was passed back in 1979. So this is no new money. I want to make that perfectly clear.
And the median house cost in 1979 was $62,900. This levy is $33 for every $100,000. And it was based on what your house was worth in 1979, not what it's worth today.
Any committee reports? Old business.
I want to bring up about the composting. Bobby's son works for the city of Orville, and she got this to me, and everybody got a copy tonight. From the media, when I brought it up at our last meeting, I've had a lot of people talk to me. They really like the idea. And my thought was, we had some land up on 241, which, no, I didn't know it was the houses that are gonna be raised until Nate told me. So, I mean, if we do talk with the county and find someplace, I mean, I think it'd be a very valuable tool for the town.
I agree 100%. It's much needed, and I think it would be very well used. We just need a place to do it.
Yeah.
That's out of the floodplain.
Right.
I mean, there's probably no way in heck that we could ever use any part of the old fairgrounds, from what I've heard.
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. That floods.
Any other business? New business?
Oh, one more old issue. Let's revisit the summer hours or summer meetings. There's still a lot of baseball, softball game tournaments at the 1st September. If we would also only hold one meeting in September.
Well, if they're at the beginning of September, I mean, it would be having our first meeting.
If we held the meeting the last Thursday of September, that's my thinking. I mean, don't everybody speak at once.
Silence might be golden here, Bob.
Guess I'm happy with 3 months we're getting.
Okay. Any other comments, anyone? Sorry, Bob. Any other new business?
I guess that's shut down.
Executive session. Any visitors wishes to address council? If not, may we have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
Poland. Aye. Hofstadter.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Khan.
Aye.
Coffee.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good